Make it a joke. Like,
give us one more film.
Don't leave, Carlos, please.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
do it like that.
Okay.
I love that.
All right. Hey, what's up, guys? Benji and Anthony here, and welcome to a bar for our Throwback Thursday today.
Today we're going to be reviewing The Last Starfighter. Came out in 1984, and it's directed by Nick Castle. And if that name sounds familiar, it's because he played Michael Myers in the 1978 version by John Carpenter.
Yeah, so it was a recommendation by Carlos, one of our viewers. So thank you for that, for this review.
Yeah.
So let's get into it, guys. The Last Starfighter starts off with Alex, played by Lance Guest. He is actually a video game expert, quote unquote. He plays a game
For the 80s?
He plays a game at a called The Last Starfighter
At a trailer park?
kind of like a gasoline. No, not a gasoline station. Sorry, it was like a store.
Like a store at a
Yeah,
trailer
like a
park.
vendoring store. And he actually beats a high score. Like he's really good at the thing. It's a very small group of town, like in a trailer park, little town thing. And
everybody comes and roots him, right?
yeah, like he beats the score, and it was something where it wasn't actually a video game, but it was a test for something that happens later on in the movie, which is
a training in a sort, right?
yeah, like he goes to outer space, and this is where the movie starts. What can I say about this movie? I'm sorry, first of all, Carlos. Thank you for the suggestion, but
we love all our viewers.
I just didn't like this movie, man. I just really didn't. And I think I know why, and I'll explain myself a little bit more. But I want to talk about a little bit of the characters. There was Maggie, which was the love interest played by Catherine.
Mm-hmm. Catherine Mary Stewart.
Yeah, she was a weird love interest.
She was pretty. She was something very nice to look at. So, and in the 80s, remember, movies are not like they are done today. They're more like, let's go for a Saturday and entertain you for an hour and a half and go home. It wasn't something like, well, E.T., of course, but that's Steven Spielberg. But yes, we know. But yeah, Catherine Mary Stewart, she was a really good looking girl.
She was very attractive. Her hair was funny. My girlfriend said that. Oh, I want her hair. It was pretty funny, but it was weird. Like it was a weird, like, cause they're going to college. Well, they're in the process.
They're in the process of going to go to college.
Well, at least Alex was. And in this,
he's trying to get away from this little
town,
yeah.
which it wasn't like a bad neighborhood or anything, but he just wants to go and explore the world.
More for his life.
Exactly. He wanted to do something, and him and his cast of friends, like the friends were kind of like always going out. This guy had a truck. I don't know why. Like he was the cool kid or whatever. But it was, yeah, like it the character development wasn't there for me. Like it just didn't make me care about any of the characters, Alex, yeah, there were some funny moments. There were some pretty cool little scenes from him. And like when he was shocked, it was weird. But one thing that I didn't like about it, which was how he just kind of believed everything. The disbelief.
Suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, like everything was just like, all right, let's just go with everything.
So he's just too agreeable? He said yes to everything?
To everything. And when he was mad, he didn't seem mad. He just seemed like, oh, I'm angry, but I'm going with it kind of thing. And I just didn't like that.
Well, but let me stop you right there. Because, sometimes in some movies, and I saw this at the theater. I was a big movie. I've always been a big movie person. My family, my brothers and I, we all went out. But, like, this is just a popcorn movie. So it's not Titanic. Yeah, it's Howard the Duck.
Exactly. I do understand that. But I just...
Did you have some fun? Was there any fun?
There was some fun parts of it. Something I really liked, which is something I love about a lot of movies, was in the 70s and 80s, was the actual costumes. I feel like a lot of nowadays, it's a lot of CGI left and right kind of thing, which is fine. But the costumes were pretty cool. The tentacle looking dudes, the one-eyed. It's a very creepy movie, first of all. The Beta, which was the
Beta Alex. I thought that was probably one of my favorite things.
It was weird when they took off the cover off of him and you see him like gooey. Yeah, and like stuff like that was pretty cool. I really liked that. Some of the CGI, which was very box art, which is video games back in the day, looked like that as well. That was pretty cool. It was very cheesy here and there, certain scenes, but it was like the villain. Who was he? I don't know. It was someone's son. It was blank.
Some guy with bad hair.
Exactly. Centauri. Robert Preston. Sorry about that. He was supposed to be a character you loved, I'm guessing, kind of like a Yoda kind of sense. Like he was supposed to be the mentor, bringing him in kind of thing.
Right.
Didn't care for him.
But he was like a con man,
he was a con artist. I don't understand why.
But the thing, okay, let me tell you how I took it.
Mm-hmm.
So Centauri, played by Robert Preston, he was like old Hollywood. This movie was in the 80s where things were taking off. CGI. Tron and The Last Starfighter were probably the first two movies that used computer-generated imagery. Okay, so here you are, like, it's kind of like a changing of the guard. Here you have Robert Preston, who's like funny old Hollywood type guy, and it's pretty much his last movie. And here is the beginning of a new era for film. Again, this is a Saturday movie, popcorn movie. It's not going to save cancer. It's not going to cure anything.
But that's the thing. Like, to me, it's supposed to be that. So I don't look into depth in the sense of the way you see it. No, but you're just
supposed to have fun, you know?
I was trying to.
Greg, played by Dan, Hurley? He was horrible. We all know he's horrible. He looked horrible. His acting was horrible. But you know what? You needed him at the end let's fast forward to the end. At the end when that was horrible, annoying. That was horrible. Yeah,
that was a bad thing about it.
If you're a 10-year-old kid and,
True.
And it's the 80s, the internet hasn't happened yet. It's something, it's a collector. It's an action figure.
But I think that's why. I think I personally watched this movie too late.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of iterations of going into a video game nowadays in anime, which is something I really love. Cartoons, books. If you haven't read the Ready Player One, I recommend that book. It's a great book. I've seen this iteration, and I think because I've seen a lot of iterations of this movie, and I haven't seen this movie before, this is the first time I've ever seen it, it just didn't feel right to me. It just felt like, they could have done it so much better. This character could have, but yeah, it's an 80s film.
And let's talk about the horrible ending, how it's built up to this fight, and the Death Blossom it was called.
Yes,
right?
that was pretty. Cool.
That was pretty awesome.
I'm not gonna lie.
But the fight was like, and we're done, and we're like, what? The fight's done?
It took too long to get to the point.
Yeah,
and it was like maybe 4 or 5 minutes. This movie's not long. I think it's like an hour and a half, maybe like an hour and 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that long. That scene was very just quick and easy, which I get it. He's it was funny because I kept making fun of it. Like, I get it. They all died. He's the last starfighter. Like, I understood that part, but
damn, Ben. Can you rip it more?
It's just, it wasn't for me.
And it's a fun movie, guys. It's a fun movie.
Like I do say, if you haven't seen it, if you have something just to, waste some time, hour and a half, turn it on, find it.
And see the beginning of CGI.
Yeah, one of the first ones. And like I said, like one of the things, something you said was bringing up Tron.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, I have not seen a video game movie that's been good. There's just
not even the first Tron?
No. In the sense of
than Tron?
Yeah, other than Tron, I haven't seen anything great that's been done.
Well, what about the Lawnmower Man in the 1990s, where they took into a dark twist with virtual reality?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, wow. I
have to check that out. But yeah, it's something where video game iterations, it's very hard. The reason why is because video games are something in my heart since I was a child. And to see this, it was cool. I actually liked that concept of, he played a video game. I thought he was going to get sucked into it, like most video game things.
Like into the actual thing?
He was going to get pulled in, and that was his world. I don't know if you've ever seen this movie called Galaxy Quest.
I think I've heard of it.
This kind of reminded me of that.
Oh, wait, was it like a pun, like a Star Trek kind of thing?
Kind of, with Tim Allen. Right. That was, to me, that was a great film. It was actually pretty funny. Mm-hmm. It reminded me of a lot of that movie, which this movie was later on in the 90s.
Right.
It was how someone went into this other universe and it was real and they didn't believe it, but then it was, and then it was that same concept. They took a role and it took him a while to understand that concept and become that person, and then he was like, okay, cool, you know what, you've guilt tripped me into this, let me go and be this character. But like I've said, I've seen a lot of iterations of that, and it's something where I think because of that, it changed my mentality for this movie. I think I did watch it too late. I think it was very cheesy, and I like cheesy movies, but I feel like this was just too much. Let me just accept everything that's happening. This town, everybody loves each other. Grandma has a shotgun for some reason. It was just the kid, like these movies from the 80s and 70s. They have Playboys, and it's a PG movie.
Yeah,
it's just weird.
This is the 80s again. The Wild Wild West of movies, in a way.
Yeah, and to me, like I said, like I just couldn't get into it.
What about the fact that they used the DeLorean, the first movie?
That was pretty cool. I thought the car was gonna be talking before I saw Centauri.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was gonna be like a Knight Rider kind of thing. That would have been pretty cool. But I just couldn't. I tried and I watched the whole thing. I really sat down and really tried to watch it, but I just couldn't. Like I cannot say I enjoyed this film. Like, it was entertainable, but I can't recommend it. I'm sorry. Again, Carlos, I'm sorry. Please don't leave. Stay with us.
Don't unsubscribe.
You're amazing. You're there all the time. Give us another movie to review it for you, man. But I'm sorry. But I'm gonna have to give this a 5 out of 10. It's not a bad movie. It's something where if it's on, I will watch it. But I can't get.
You're gonna be a fan of Greg pretty soon.
I couldn't get over the fact that I've seen this. And there's just better iterations of it. I tried to put that aside, but I just couldn't do it. And because of that, I give it a 5 out of 10.
I am also going to be on the lower end. Not because I don't think this is a bad film. It's just it doesn't stand the test of time. You know, Tron to this day is a classic, and we all love Tron.
Howard the Duck is a classic.
According to you. But it just doesn't, I don't know. And the way it was just re-released recently and they added extra stuff to it, like more visual effects, I didn't care for it. I enjoyed it. It's a summer Saturday film. Just take your kids out and have some fun. I liked it.
What was your score?
It was a 6.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Benji and Anthony here again. Thank you for joining us at the bar for our Throwback Thursday review of The Last Starfighter.
Join us on Monday. Oh, before we say what we're going to review next, I just want to say thank you, Carlos. We really appreciate your request. And just send us another video that maybe we can do in the future.
So next week we're going to be reviewing...
Oh, yes. We're going to be going into the Harry Potter universe again. We're going to be reviewing Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited for that one. So hopefully you guys can join us there. Don't forget to comment in the video what you guys thought about the review. If you've seen The Last Starfighter or maybe you've seen some other cheesy 80s films, please let us know in the comments down below.
Don't forget to share this video on social media, wherever you like to see your videos, on Facebook, Instagram, or Tumblr. We're on Tumblr as well.
Yeah, share them with your little sci-fi fans, maybe some movie fanatics out there. Alright guys, don't forget to give us a like on the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome reviews. Have a good one.